Hey, how's everyone doing? It's Dr. Daniel Davids, physical therapist from the Traveling Physical Therapist. I'm here today with, again, a very special guest. I have Julie Wexler, the Director of Business Development from the Bristal. How are you, Julie?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Now, it's a not beautiful Monday, but it's a wonderful day to be here, to be alive, to be happy, to be healthy. So I want to ask you a question. What has happened with you today so far that has made you smile?
What's happened to me so far that made me smile? Wow, I like that question. Um, let's see. Okay, so I have a coworker who is an incredible baker, and every once in a while she has scrumptious goodies for the team here. And she made a gingerbread cake, and I hadn't had breakfast. And there it was. There was one piece left, but you can't always take, the last piece. So I cut the last piece in half and took that one and kind of regretted afterwards that I had only taken half of the last piece because it was delicious.
It's so funny you say something, and it's so relatable because who has not walked in on that last slice of cake and went, I'm gonna have to cut this in half, or a donut, and you go, I'm breaking that donut in half because I don't want to be the one who finishes this thing off. I totally get it. I totally get it. Very relatable. I think we've all definitely been there before. So tell me about the Bristol. Tell me about what is the Bristol for people who are living under a rock and they don't know. Tell me about the Bristol.
I will be happy to tell you about the Bristol Assisted Living. So we are a 20-year-old company providing, we've really positioned ourselves as being the luxury senior living communities on Long Island and in the New York metropolitan area. We now have communities in Westchester, New Jersey. We're building in New York City. So lots of super exciting things happening. I'm assuming this is going out to a mostly Long Island audience, so I'll tell you a little bit about the communities here on Long Island. We have 15 beautiful assisted living communities, from Northwood Near on the South Shore all the way to Mount Sinai to the east on the North Shore of Suffolk County. And this is our 20th year. So we had a lot to celebrate. We continue to have a lot to celebrate. It wasn't the celebratory year we were hoping for, but we continue to have our residents be safe and living as full a life as possible in our beautiful communities with our amazing staff. We provide high quality assisted living, and each of our communities also has a secured memory unit, which we call reflections. So for folks that need a smaller, more structured, more supportive environment, we have a secured memory neighborhood in all of our 15 communities. And the Bristol Lake Success is actually our memory care only community. So that one opened up about 3.5 years ago, and it's a fully secured luxury senior living memory care community.
I love that. Oh, that sounds fantastic. And I think the fact that you're focused on memory care, at least in Lake Sis, that's such an important thing on the island, hugely prevalent with Alzheimer's dementia. I think it's a really wonderful thing that you have something like that. Now, my question, you were saying you position yourself, and I think anyone who deals with senior care knows Bristol is luxury, high end. It's top level. What makes the Bristol like a luxury assisted living facility?
Well, we build beautiful buildings. Anyone who's been inside of our buildings knows that. But in addition to that, it's really the amazing team that we have, running and offering and high level, a high quality assisted living community really comes down to hiring the right staff. So it's hiring the right staff, it's training the right staff, it's supervising the right staff. And that is really what we have been able to perfect over the last 20 years. We are a Long Island based company. So I really feel that we understand the Long Island market. So many of our residents, the vast majority of our residents, right? They grew up in New York City, they bought their house in the suburbs, and now they've outlived their safety in their home. So they choose to move to the Bristol, where they can live in a beautiful luxury environment, be safe, have wonderful food, have great activities to participate in, and also give their family peace of mind. Our owners, our operators are all Long Island based. And I think that really is one of the things that makes the Bristol truly unique. We really understand the Long Island market. We really know what Long Islanders are looking for their aging parents. And we know how to, after 20 years, it doesn't happen by accident. We didn't go from one community to 20 something in 20 years by accident. It's because we know how to run assisted living communities and we do it well.
I love that. And you're saying you went back to that 20 years. It's been 20 years that the Bristol's been around, and they've been, obviously it's growing and in popularity as well. And I think it's I don't know about what it was like 20 years ago. I know now assisted livings are a little bit better understood. Assisted livings are a lot more relevant to the lives of, there has to be some alternative to living at home and being sent to a nursing home. There has to be something in the middle there, and it has to be an option that people want.
You're exactly right. And communities like ours didn't exist 20 years ago. So sometimes it's hard for older adults who, when they hear assisted living and their mind goes straight to, that clinical, institutional kind of thought. And that's not what assisted living is. They're really vibrant places where, folks who really want to just be safe and don't want to have to worry about managing their home anymore, and the snow shoveling and the grocery shopping, and now having to deal with a global pandemic and the effects of the social isolation. So, communities like ours didn't exist years ago. And I always encourage people to at least make the phone call. Maybe assisted living is for you, maybe it's not, but you don't know until you have the conversation about what it might look like to sell your home, to live in a place where you're surrounded by other people, where you're having great food, where you have fun activities to participate in. That's really what I encourage people to do. Just have the conversation.
I think it's a very important thing. If you can, take a tour, right? I always say take a tour, because you learn a lot on those tours. Not just about the building, you learn about residents and everyone else too. I think that's great. So for 20 years, the Bristol Assisted Living Facility has been growing, and it's been more and more a huge part of Long Island, and I guess more than just Long Island at this point now. You though, Julie Wexler, how long have you been working with Bristol?
So I started working for the Bristal in 2013. I actually left for a little bit and then came back. So, but I have actually been working in senior services since the very beginning of my career in the early 90s. Some people might not know that I actually started my career working in elder care in the senior center world in New York City. So I actually started as the case manager at a senior center in Bushwick. And this was before Bushwick was Bushwick. And then I did a short stint at the New York City Department for the Aging, then moved to Suffolk County. So I worked for 12 years at Day Haven Adult Day Services, and now the last 8 years working in senior living for the Bristol.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, besides the intermittent, I'm going to forget, what was that cake? It was the gingerbread cake. Besides the intermittent gingerbread cake, what does a normal day for Julie Wexler look like from wake up till sleep?
Okay, so let's see. I actually am not one of those people who likes to jump out of bed. All right, okay. So I usually get up 5 minutes too late and I'm rushing to get out of the house in the morning. I passed my child rearing days, so things have been a little bit different this year because both of my girls are in college now, so I don't have to worry about packing lunches and making breakfast, although I probably shouldn't have been doing that as when they were in high school anyway. I have a very rambunctious dog, and he usually likes a quick walk in the morning, so I make sure if I have time to do that. And I used to spend a lot more time on the road, going to networking events, going to meet with potential referral sources. As the director of business development, I am kind of focused on making sure that those folks who could potentially make referrals to us, those other professionals, are aware of the Bristol, what's happening at the Bristol, the services we provide at the Bristol, changes at the Bristol, so that we can hopefully help their clients make a positive move to assisted living. But lately, I have been spending more time in our corporate offices, which are located in Bohemia. And I have really tried over the last 7 months to kind of stay half a step ahead of the curve. So we very early on moved a lot of our business development opportunities online, virtually, like a lot of organizations did. So we've been offering lots of virtual events, not only for professionals, so CEU, continuing education credits for social workers and case managers, but also just educational things in general on issues related to aging, to managing the virus, to even doing a wellness series back in the summer. So really opportunities for professionals to make sure that we're all caring for ourselves while we are, caring for other people. And then also partnering with nonprofit groups to offer all kinds of fun Zoom events for families who are really struggling with the social isolation at home. All the senior centers are closed, all the adult day programs are closed. So we know we're not going to reach everyone through Zoom, but we know that we're going to reach some people. And so I was very fortunate to work with some really creative people at different organizations to do all kinds of craft projects and virtual fall festivals and other even memory cafes. So it's been fun. We've used this opportunity as well to be able to support our nonprofit partners and to bring a lot of that programming virtually, and also to partner with arts organizations. So there are a few arts organizations on Long Island that the Bristal is a supporter of, and so we've taken a lot of those events and programs that we do virtually as well. So that's been great.
That's awesome. Well, that's all you. I mean, I don't understand. You also only have 24 hours in your day, right?
Yeah.
It's not just me. Because it sounds like you have so much going on. How do you?
And then but that's I pack it all in, and then honestly, I go home and I'm tired. So I don't feel like I'm nearly as productive as I should be in those evening hours, but on the weekends, I do like to do things around the house. I've been known to paint a lot. Like there's not a wall in my house that I haven't painted. So I'm actually pretty proud of that.
That's awesome. Good for you. So you just do everything. You are
actually, I painted over the weekend. I don't know if you could see it. Maybe it was on this side. I actually think I have paint in my hair. Yeah, you see it? Look, see, I painted over the weekend. There's actually still paint in my hair.
You're funny. So you sound like you do everything and you enjoy it. It sounds like you have a passion, which I think is very I think it comes very clearly through these videos and through talking with you and emails and everything. I think you're very passionate about this, and I think it's wonderful. So I want to learn more about you. I think everyone wants to learn more about you. And I have this book called 2000 Questions About Me. I love this thing. And it's they have a list here of 0 to 2000, I guess 1 to 2000. And it's all questions, open-ended or hopefully open-ended questions, where we can like dive a little bit more into Julie Wexler. So if it's okay with you, would you please pick a number between 0 and 2000?
All right, we'll go with the years my daughters were born. We'll go with 1999.
Okay, let's do it. I'm going slowly. It's at the end. I don't know why I'm going slowly. Okay, 1999. Okay, I like this one. So it's a question, like a yes or no, and then a follow-up. So, have you ever been a bartender, and would you ever tend bar? Is that something that you've ever had a thought of wanting to do?
So I have tended bar.
Okay, let's hear it. Story time.
Okay, so after I graduated from college, I spent almost a year living on a kibbutz in Israel. And I was bartender on our Saturday night, parties. I don't know, it just kind of happened. So yes, I have bartended.
So besides the managed service, what would you make? What was your favorite drink to make?
It was a lot of beer.
A lot of beer. Okay.
Beer. Yeah.
Do you ever mix drink? Do you ever do like a mixed drink? Do you ever
yes.
do like a
so I love margaritas.
Oh,
but my husband is the margarita maker. I cannot take credit for that. He is definitely the margarita maker.
And then it's a very important follow-up question. And I mean, I'm not saying that my opinion on you is going to change depending on how you answer this, but frozen or on the rocks?
Frozen.
Well, it was a nice interview. Thank you very much for coming by. Now I'm done. Okay, Okay, and are you a traditionalist? You like the lime, the
Yeah.
stuff, the whole.
Used to go for the strawberry, but lately
Okay.
I'm more of an original. Yes.
I do love a good margarita. I'm a fan of tequila, so I do love margaritas. Okay, I'm gonna ask you another follow-up question. 0 to
Okay.
2000.
All right. Well, it would have been 2002, but we can't do that. So we'll do her birthday. 9/23.
Okay, 9/23, September 23rd. Okay, here we go, right here. Okay, let's give this one a try. If you were ever on the run from law enforcement, because that's Julie Wexler, we know you. If you're ever on the run from law enforcement, what country would you flee to?
Hmm.
Back to Israel or?
Yeah. Well, I love the beach,
Mm-hmm.
but I also love mountains. So I got to go someplace that has both of those things.
Okay.
So I don't know, some country that has both of those things.
You got it. I think you're looking Italy. I think you want to.
All
I think you
right.
want to go to Italy.
You will find me in Italy. Oh, no, don't tell anybody. I just told you. Now I can't go.
You go to the Amalfi Coast and you have mountains and beach in the same,
Yeah,
small
but you know
mountain
what?
with
I
you.
bet you if I go to Mexico, because they got beaches and mountains and margaritas. So
You did. You did it. You did it. You found the perfect
that's where
place.
I'm going. I'm going to Mexico.
Very good. Oh, very funny, Julie. Okay, so just one. Can you do me a favor? Can you just wrap everything up? Tell me about the Bristol, assisted living facility. If there's someone who's, like I said, under a rock, give me that 30-second elevator pitch. What is it that you guys do, and how they should send someone to you if they think someone's interested?
That's great. Appreciate it. So the Bristol is a luxury senior living community. We provide high quality assisted living for older adults as well as for folks with a dementia diagnosis. I don't want you to not call us if you're concerned about finances. We definitely do have Bristol communities at different price points, and we even have a Bristol community that accepts Medicaid, our Bristol in Lynbrook. So if you have any questions about the Bristol, what it looks like living at the Bristol even during a pandemic, or any questions about how people pay for assisted living, I am always happy to have that conversation with you. So you can always just give me a call directly.
Ladies and gentlemen, Julie Wexler, the Director of Business Development at the Bristol Assisted Living. You can reach her at 631-926-8864. Julie, thank you so much for being a part of this. I love doing these interviews, and you have been such a fun person to interview. I think I honestly, everything that you do, I want to be a part of, and I'm glad that I can do something where you could be a part of it. And you're a huge, in my opinion, you are a huge, like a cornerstone in our community and in the senior help community. And I think it's wonderful. I'm so happy I had the opportunity to speak with you today. Thank you so much for being on this with us.
Well, Danielle, back at you, because you're just such an inspiration, and I don't know where you get your energy from. You're just an inspiration to all of us, so we appreciate it, and that was fun. Definitely do it again sometime.
I agree. Thank you very much, Julie. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, don't go anywhere yet.